6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. Several state ministers appointed as acting ministers. Sri Lanka and Russia continue talks on loan for Russian oil products. The Prime Minister emphasizes the importance of promoting children to have protein in food. The Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri will address the 77th session of the UN Assembly on the 24th of September. The Japanese government has come forward to establish a technical center for the benefit of youth from low-income families. Yohani records a hit number Manike Mage Hite in Hindi for Thank God. In news overseas, strong earthquake jolts southeastern coast of Taiwan. In sports news, Saul Canelo Alvarez beats Gennady Golovkin. Mexican retains undisputed super middleweight championship. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has assigned the responsibilities of acting ministerial portfolios to the state ministers of the ministries under his purview during his absence from the country. Accordingly, the President's media division stated that Pramitha Bandara Thennakoon has been appointed as the Acting Minister of Defence, Ranjit Siambalapitiya as the Acting Minister of Finance, Economic Stabilisation and National Policies, Geeta Kumarasinghe as the Acting Minister of Women, Child Affairs and Social Empowerment, Kanaka Herath as the Acting Minister of Technology and Dilum Amargama as the Acting Minister of Investment Promotion. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who left the island to attend the funeral ceremony of Queen Elizabeth II, had reached London yesterday. The Indo-Pacific Regional Director and Director in India of the UK Commonwealth and Development Office, Ben Miller, Special Representative of the King, the Deputy Lieutenant Dave Easton and the British High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, Saroja Sirisena, were present to welcome the President of Sri Lanka who arrived in London. This is also Ranil Wickremesinghe's first official visit abroad after taking office as the President. The state funeral of Queen Elizabeth II will take place at Westminster Abbey tomorrow, the 19th of September. The President is expected to return to the island on Tuesday, the 20th, after attending the funeral of Britain's Queen Elizabeth, who died on September 8th after 70 years on the throne. Sri Lankan authorities continue negotiations with Russia on the provision of a loan to buy Russian fuel. Sri Lankan Minister of Transport and Highways and Minister of Mass Media Bandhunu Gunawardena said on Saturday in an interview with Sputnik. Quote, "We can manage this crisis because previous months we were facing the crisis, but now we slowly are recovering from the economic crisis and the foreign exchange crisis. We wish to get some big support from Russia. The discussion is going very well," unquote, Gunawardena said. The minister added that former Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa appealed to Russian President Vladimir Putin to provide Sri Lanka a loan to buy oil from Russia and ease the fuel crisis in the country. Meanwhile, the minister also said that Sri Lanka is a safe tourist destination as the situation in the country has now been brought under control. "We are 100% safe because in the last few months some political protests were there. People were protesting on the roads. Now everything is finished." The former president gave up their presidentship. After that, Parliament voted for former Prime Minister. He controls everything. Calm and quiet and peace. Political stability is going on, Gunawardena said. The Sri Lankan government will virtually brief all its external creditors on September 23, 2022 on the deal agreed with the International Monetary Fund IMF for the economic recovery and the next steps in the debt restructuring process. On the 1st of September, the IMF reached a staff-level agreement to support Sri Lanka's economic policies with a 48-month arrangement under the Extended Fund Facility EFF of about $2.9 billion. Sri Lanka is going through its worst economic crisis since its independence in 1948, which was triggered by a severe paucity of foreign exchange reserves. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Minister Mahinda Amaraveera says that steps have been taken to mitigate the damages of the human-elephant conflict. Elephants who do not have food and are forced to enter villages, the minister said effective measures will be taken to provide elephant food resources, therefore, in the vicinities of elephant habitats. The minister made these remarks at a progressive review meeting held at the Wildlife Department recently. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ali Sabri, will address the 77th session of the UN Assembly on the 24th of September. Sri Lanka's Foreign Minister Ali Sabri will address the UN General Assembly later this week representing Sri Lanka. The minister is scheduled to leave for the US today to attend the 77th UN General Assembly, which is being held from the 13th to the 26th of September 2022. The Foreign Minister is scheduled to address the UN General Assembly on the 24th of September. The session will be held until the 26th of September. The minister is also scheduled to 2 more meeting attendances in parallel to this UN meeting. Accordingly, the minister will attend a forum of development partners of Sri Lanka and non-aligned movement members, ministerial level meetings as well. The Japanese government has come forward to establish a technical center for the benefit of youth from low-income families. Japan has made this pledge based on the request made by Minister of Labour Manusha Nanayakara to the Japanese ambassador Mishu Koshi. The meeting was held recently in Colombo. The proposed technology center will improve the skill of youth and prepare them to seek jobs in Japan in the future. The Ministry of Public Administration has declared Monday the 19th of September, that is tomorrow, as a special holiday for state institutions. The Secretary to the Ministry said that the special holiday has been announced in line with the day of mourning in view of the passing of the United Kingdom's longest-serving monarch, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education has declared a holiday for government schools and government-approved private schools. The Ministry said that the holiday has been provided in line with the holiday declared for state institutions on Monday.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena emphasizes the importance of preventing children from consuming malnutritious food. A special program is underway to improve nutrition standards of children by promoting protein-based food. The program will be inaugurated on the 1st of October, which also coincides with World Children's Day. The Premier made these remarks while addressing the media in Anuradhapura today.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, dengue cases are on the rise with the onset of the monsoon weather conditions. A total of 31,162 suspected dengue cases were identified for the year 2020 and 45,812 suspected dengue cases were reported to the epidemiology unit from all over the island from January 2022 to date. The latest disease trends show approximately 41.1% of dengue cases were reported from the Western Province. That came to you in Watchlight in World News Headlines. Strong earthquake jolts southeastern coast of Taiwan. Ukraine war grave sites prompt calls for tribunal over Russian killings. Ukraine troops leave DR Congo peacekeeping mission, MONUSCO. A 6.8 magnitude earthquake hit the sparsely populated southeastern part of Taiwan on Sunday, according to the island's weather bureau, sparking a tsunami warning. At 3:49 p.m., the Japan Met Agency issued a tsunami advisory for the Miyakojima and Yaeyama regions of Okinawa. The estimated tsunami height is 1 meter. People in the area are advised to move to higher ground. The U.S. Geo-Survey measured the quake at a magnitude of 7.2 and at a depth of 10 kilometers. Taiwan media said a low-rise building housing a convenience store collapsed, while at least one train carriage was derailed at a station on the east coast. It was unclear if there were any casualties. The European Union presidency has called for an international tribunal over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The call from the Czech Republic, which currently holds the rotating presidency of the bloc, came after the discovery of hundreds of graves in Izium, a town recently liberated by Ukrainian troops. Many are said to be civilians, women and children among them. The 250 Ukrainian troops in the UN peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo have returned home to help fight Russian forces. When the withdrawal of Ukraine's aviation unit was announced in March, diplomats warned it could leave the UN mission seriously short of helicopters. These are vital in the fight against the various rebel groups based in the thick forests of eastern DR Congo. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Strong earthquake jolts southeastern coast of Taiwan. Ukraine war grave cites prompt calls for tribunal over Russian killings. Ukraine troops leave DR Congo peacekeeping mission MONUSCO. That was world news, and now in development news. The new Hindi version of the hit song Mani Ke Mage Hite by Sri Lankan artist Yohani De Silva was released today for the Hindi movie Thank God, featuring Bollywood stars Ajay Devgan, Siddharth Malhotra and Nora Fatehi. The now famous track Mani Ke Mage Hite, sung by Sri Lankan singer-composer Yohani Diloka De Silva, popularly known as Yohani, is now going to be a part of the soundtrack of the film Thank God, starring Ajay Devgan. The singer said that it was quite challenging for her to record the song in Hindi. Learning the language was the biggest challenge, she said. Yohani added, I have grown up listening to Hindi music, but making a real movie track is very different. I am essentially the voice of another actress. The pronunciation, texture and dynamics changed completely when recording, and it was my first time doing something like that. The singer gave credit to the entire team for supporting her through this journey.
Sports News is brought to you by...
With many values that bind us beyond the transaction, we are Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Saul Canelo Alvarez dominated Gennady Golovkin over 12 rounds to retain his undisputed super middleweight crown. It was a third encounter in Vegas between the modern-day greats, with Alvarez claiming a second win following a controversial draw in the first bout. After sidestepping a fight back from Golovkin in the later rounds, all three judges were in agreement, scoring it 116-112, 115-113, 115-113 for Alvarez. Meanwhile, in soccer news, Matthias Pogba has been detained and placed under formal investigation over an alleged plot to extort money from his brother, French international Paul. 4 other people have also been placed under formal investigation for extortion and criminal association, judicial sources told news agencies Reuters and Agence France Presse.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest from NSB, now extended till the 30th of September just for you. Your short-term deposits receive an attractive interest rate of 20% in 3 months and 22% in 7 months. Visit a bank branch or a main postal office today. NSB, the only bank with 100% government guarantee.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka Cricket, the governing body for cricket in Sri Lanka, handed over a check for $500,000 to President Ranil Wickremesinghe for the purchase of medicines for the National Cancer Institute's Apeksha Hospital in Maharagama. The donation was made at the ceremony presided over by President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the Cinnamon Lakeside Hotel in Colombo in honour of Asian cricket champions, Asian netball champions and the medal winners of the Commonwealth Games recently.
Business News, sponsored by...
The fastest way to earn the highest interest from NSB, now extended till the 30th of September just for you. Your short-term deposits receive an attractive interest rate of 20% in 3 months and 22% in 7 months. Visit a bank branch or a main postal office today. NSB, the only bank with 100% government guarantee.
And now in economic news, the global law firm Clifford Chance has announced that an update will be made to Sri Lanka's external creditors on the progress made by the government pertaining to recent economic developments and discussions with the International Monetary Fund. The presentation is scheduled to take place on Friday. That was economic news, and now for the weather report. Showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamu and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara Gala and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy rainfall above 75 millimeters may occur at some places in the Sabaragamu province and the Kandy, Nuwara and Kaluthara districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places elsewhere in the evening or night. Strong winds above 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the central hills. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. This weather report was issued at 5:30 p.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather will be cloudy with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature was observed to be around 28 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 26 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in select spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 27 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index AQI is 26. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals. However, sensitive groups may experience minor to moderate symptoms from long-term exposure. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. Several state ministers appointed as acting ministers. Sri Lanka and Russia continue talks on loan for Russian oil products. The Prime Minister emphasizes the importance of promoting children to have proteins in food. The Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri will address the 77th session of the UN Assembly on the 24th of September. The Japanese government has come forward to establish a technical center for the benefit of youth from low-income families. Yohani records a hit number Manike Mage Hite in Hindi for Thank God. In news overseas, strong earthquake jolts southeastern coast of Taiwan. In sports news, Saul Canelo Alvarez beats Gennady Golovkin. Mexican retains undisputed super middleweight championship. That concludes this news broadcast. You're with Radio Sri Lanka.